From skeptic to sold, the power of process reveal.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm going to give you details of the job. So basically, we require someone that is good on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
In Ireland, we sell diesel air compressors.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've done is we've compiled a database of all the rental companies in Ireland. So these are companies that rent out air compressors, and we've sent them initial email to introduce ourselves. And now what we're doing is we're phoning them, and what we want is to come along. So we'll take this one for example. They'll say, "Hi, how are you? Did you receive the email we sent 2 weeks ago?" And they'll say, "Look, we didn't. Maybe the best person to speak to is Paul. Please, can you you're gathering more information, if that makes sense to you. You know, you're gathering the information of the key decision maker."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The main thing we're concerned about is the quality of the person on the phone, because they're representing our business, and I'm going to be really open and honest, is their accent, if that makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
That's it in a nutshell. We give full training.
What's the next step after they, like, let's say they agree and they receive the email?
Usually what they'll say, "Look, would you like to receive more information, or would you like to hear from our sales manager or whatever? Could we send you some more information, etc.?" So you can hand it over to our sales manager at that point.
So do we transfer the call, or do we set up a meeting for the sales manager?
We give all this in a standard operating procedure, and then our sales manager will take it over from there.
Okay. Anyway, training will be provided, right? So how many people do you currently have doing this?
We have no one. It's our first time. We have a girl in the Philippines sending emails, and now we want to take it to another level where we're going to get someone in the Philippines to do telesales. We're very happy the person in the Philippines that's building the databases for us and is sending emails for us.
Okay.
And now what I'm bringing the business to another level where we can get someone in the Philippines to do telesales.
Okay. Now, so how many people do you think you would need for this? And, like, let's say, when are you looking to get this done?
Yeah, as soon as possible.
You only need one person?
One person, yeah. There's a database of 542 people on this particular database. If this works well, I have several databases that can be built. This works well. I'm looking at, I think this could be more effective than spending money on Google AdWords or Facebook, because it's direct. We're reaching out directly to the audience that are interested in our product.
Okay. What time is the scheduling?
9 a.m. in the morning to, let's say, 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, because you're aware that we're not just an agency, we're actually a call center company.
Okay.
And so we have, like, around 200 people in the office running call center operations. But we use Upwork to really source clients, and we use the platform to for the operation. How much is your offer for this?
I'm new to this telesales aspect. What kind of prices do you charge, or how does that work?
So we normally charge our client like between $10 to $15 an hour for, depends on the tier agents that they need. Our goal is really like to grow the business of the client. Once we actually start with like, let's say 3 or 5 people, eventually it's going to grow your business. That's what we're doing. So testing it with like one person, you cannot make comparisons with the results if they're doing great or not.
Okay, you put 3 people on this project.
Yeah, we put 3 people on minimum. It's like the call center operation operates that way. Unless you only need like a VA, but if there's the potential to really grow your business. What is your target market like?
It's actually all over Europe. If this was successful in Ireland.
So here's the thing, Mark, all right? Because I've been doing sales for over 12 years. I have done sales training with the #1 sales training platform in the US, which is the Grant Cardone University. That's my team is actually doing. And at the same time, I am running my own online course. I teach people how to master cold calling and do sales, right? Since this will be your first time to outsource and start doing a telesales, you don't have any script yet, or like a process in place.
At the moment, it's all internal salespeople.
Are they making calls? Because we can actually, like, why would we set an appointment if we can actually sell it right away in the call?
This machine is 18,000 euros, so I'm not too sure if you be able to sell it right away.
That's right. That makes sense, because we don't know the product, we don't know about the information, like what it does. All we can see is like but we can always sell it. Like you don't know, because we've been selling a lot of services and products of we're not even familiar with. But as long as we have like a basic information, because the goal is, when it comes to your price and your competitor, is your price competitive compared to your competitor?
It's 4,000 cheaper.
Well, I'm interested to see what your email looks like, so we can actually create the script out of that. What's your maximum budget to really allocate? Because what we need to do is like, we wanted to make money on the numbers that we are actually putting in.
I wasn't expecting to meet a guy like you on all purpose night.
Right.
You've opened my eyes, and if I'm correct in saying, you want your guys to be driven by commission on this.
Or like later on, we can actually do on a commission basis, like, because we wanted to make more money on bringing you the numbers, right? However, we don't know how the market is.
Some of these are slow because they may not be ready now for this machine. It might be in 1 year's time.
That's alright. It's just a matter of really following up, organizing your list. This is my proposal to you, Mark, because we don't know what the market is like. We don't know how people would respond to it. What is your expectation based on the number of appointments? If we're not going to sell and we're just only going to set up the appointment, I think it would be easier. People will actually set up the appointment to get to know more of your equipment, of your product. But if you think that the selling could really actually take like a year before they can purchase it, obviously we can't do anything about selling. But for setting up, scheduling a solid appointment, because what we need to do is like really to put curiosity on the mind of the customer. Like, what's the applied? What do you guys do? I mean, based on the information that you're giving me, sounds like your equipment is good, and I can save a lot of money using your equipment. I mean, I can create a pitch like that. If you can actually send me the email of what you're sending to them, I can create a script. So I'm thinking, Mark, because everything is actually fresh, like we need to start this to really strategize. And sometimes the script would take like 2 to 3 weeks to really identify, hey, what these people are telling us, like what is their objection, what are their questions, because we need to collect all those information to really come up with a really solid opening pitch, or like maybe an approach to get them interested. And then later on they will actually then we can generate more appointments later on, because that's what we're doing. Like, especially if you're calling businesses, your goal is to really not set the appointment right away, but to gather as many information as you can. Because to be honest with you, Mark, I doubt that your competitor are actually doing this as well. Actually, if you're the only one doing it, man, the potential of growing up your business is there, So I'm thinking, if we can actually charge you a minimum rate of, let's say, $5 an hour. Like $5, we're not making money out of it, because we're running on a call center operation. But just for you to test our service, that if we can actually bring you the numbers, you gotta compensate us or an incentives or commission, so we can also make money. Is that something that you're comfortable with?
100%, Chris. You couldn't be fairer. As in, your proposal is super. We'll start off with $5 an hour and review it after 2 to 3 weeks.
Always review every 2 weeks, because we have a specific team that downloading recordings, listening to it. What is missing? Why people are hanging up? Why they say not interested? But we need to have like a minimum of like 3 or 5 people to really understand and make comparisons with the different approach of these 3 people. Because if you work with sales department before, because if you work with sales department before, nobody hired just one person for a specific job. So I wanted to tell you a story. Like, we have this one client in US and in Florida, and other ones for Canada. We started with like 5 people. Those who actually started with us for like 1 person didn't really work out. And we studied it. Like, we started why this actually didn't work out. And then with all the clients that we have started with like 5 people, really grow, expand their business. For insurance right now, we have about 15 people. For the roofing company in Canada, we have 65 people. So we grow their business because of really maximizing the initial part of the operation. So if after your discussion with your team tomorrow, when do you think you can get back to me?
Tomorrow afternoon. Chris, I'm quick.
Okay. What's your email address, Mark?
So you send me an email now and I'll reply to it just to make sure I get it. I'll reply to your email immediately. So you send me an email and I'll give you, you'll have all my stuff on my signature.
Yeah, because I'm going to create a group chat. Do you use WhatsApp? So my team would communicate with you, my HR, my trainer, my admin, my IT, so you can communicate with them.
Yeah. What's your biggest challenge in this game?
Biggest challenge, I guess, would be for your specific campaign. Well, the challenge is, I doubt could be any challenges in there, because I mean, we're calling businesses. As long as we're actually on the phone with the customer, even if I'm speaking with, let's say, a receptionist, the receptionist's job is to guard the manager, guard the owner. You need to be friendly with them. And what we normally say, you know what, you're doing such a great job. You got in twins? You know, we'd love to have someone like you in our company. And then they will start to laugh. And then that's where we can get serious. Hey, you know what? I like what you're doing. You're really good at your job. But hey, the reason why I'm calling you right now is because we actually sent you an equipment that can actually help your business really save money compared to other equipment that you're using right now. However, without your approval, I cannot speak with the decision maker or the owner of the business. When do you think would be a good time for me to call back and speak to them? And that's the time that they can actually get serious and give you the information of their boss. So I think that's their challenge is to answer your question sometimes. The receptionists are actually really good at their job, but you know, we crack that. Like, we already find a way on how to really communicate directly to them. You should get the name of the person that we need to speak to. That's what we need to do. What time are you available tomorrow, Mark, so we can actually discuss it? If we can actually do it in the morning your time, it will be great.
How about 4 p.m. tomorrow evening?
And one last question, Mark. I'm actually the first person that you have spoken with in Upwork, right?
Yeah.
How was it so far, based on what I have presented to you and like everything you have heard from me?
I'm really interested in discussing business with you and getting this thing going.
Mark, thank you so much for your time. And let's stop tomorrow 4 p.m. and we'll take it from there, okay?
Perfect. All the best, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.